I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Good. I was like, oh my goodness. All right. Yeah. Technical difficulties. Thank you, Tyler, so much for being here. I said a little bit before you got in here, I said Tyler's been doing really good. I know he's been popping in and out of our lives lately. And so I know you're having some struggles with your puppy and the parole officer and all this stuff, but you're managing it pretty well. So I want to recap for anybody that didn't kind of see last time. I know that I told him you lived in Arizona and that you're currently living with your mom. Is it your mom and your dad or stepdad?
It's my mom and my dad.
Dad. Okay. And how long have you been clean? What's your clean date?
So my clean date is 5/28/2025. So 195 days.
Yes, congratulations. And are you did you completed a program, correct? Did you go to sober living after that? How long?
I haven't completed yet. So I'm still in treatment. And, yeah, still working it.
And I told him that you are on parole currently. How long, when are you supposed to be off parole? When are you due off?
I can get off early. I can get off by April 20th if I complete my program. But if I don't, it's April 20th of 2028.
Oh, wow. So, years. 2 years?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I got 3 different charges. 2 of them went together. My my stabbing case and my stolen car ran as 2 years probation, and then I got caught with the gun, and that ran another 3 years, ran concurrent.
Wow. So a lot of time over your head, but you're doing what? Did you do? How much time did you do? Did you do time before parole? On this chart, or it all got okay. So it got lucky this time.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got lucky.
And so I know that I know I said from the lives that you were struggling a little bit with the situation with your dog. What's going on with that?
Yeah. They want me to get rid of her. They're trying to tell me she's an aggressive animal, and she's in the room right now with my friend and her daughter. We went to go see Zootopia 2 last night. So we she slept next to her daughter all night. She's not an aggressive dog. She just don't like certain people.
Yeah.
But because the APMP, adult probation or parole, they're scared of her. So that's why they're pretty much making me get rid of her.
And she is also your ESA, right? Emotional support animal.
Yeah, she's an ESA and ADA service animal.
Do they have to have any type of training to be the?
Yes and no. Like she's for my PTSD and anxiety. So, but like if I get upset, she does come and curl up next to me.
Okay, so
But
she's like more apt to affection and stuff.
yeah,
Okay, so and you did get her back, and how did they find out?
my dad told him.
Oh,
They came to the house yesterday to do a house visit, and they told my dad I'm not allowed to, like, they asked my dad if I had my dog, and my dad said yeah. And they're like, "Oh yeah, she's not allowed to have her." And I was like,
did your dad know you weren't allowed to have her? He just wasn't willing to lie.
"No, yeah." I told him, like, my whole family knew. Like, my mom's upset about it. My mom feels bad about it because she feels like she shouldn't have said anything. But it's like you had your arm ripped open, and you had to go to the hospital.
Absolutely. And that's fair for your dad to not be willing to lie. You know what I mean? The parole, they're authority figures and we shouldn't lie to them. So got to understand that. And your mom definitely, understand it, like you said, she was wounded. So I hate that. And I don't know. I guess I struggle to understand why in the hell it's their like business. I guess I guess the vicious dog thing. I get it. I guess, but whatever. I
Well,
think
it's
they're
in
just
one of my.
picking.
I think it's in the first agreement that you signed, like a list of agreements, and one of them is that they're allowed to search your house anytime, but you can't have any vicious dogs. But my mom looked it up, and according to the state law, that she's not a vicious dog unless she has 2 or more reported attacks. But
Did you
because of her
communicate
breed,
that with Pearl? What did they say when you told them that?
they didn't care.
Of course not. Well, I'm so sorry that that's happening to you. So what is the solution? Are they still saying you have to get rid of her? Or are they?
Yeah, they want me to, they're gonna give me a certain amount of time to get, like, have someone watch her until I get off probation or parole.
Oh,
And
that's fair, I guess. I mean,
but the thing is, it's that since we're in Utah, it's hard to do because there's like she doesn't do real good away from me.
so and do you have anybody that you have in mind to keep her or no?
No, so what I was thinking is, like, if they do violate me, they're just gonna send me back to court for the order to show cause, and it's gonna be up to the court to decide if I'm in violation or not.
That's risky. Do you know the judge that you have? Do you think he's going to side with you?
Yeah, it's a girl. Yeah.
She.
Well, I'm in a different county, so it's hard to say. But like, if I was up in back in Salt Lake, if I had to go back to court in Salt Lake, yeah, I think they'll be pretty much like okay with it because she is a ADA and a ESA animal, and by federal law, they'll be going against federal regulations on the ADA part.
And so your officer, like, they weren't like happy with you saying like that you would keep the dog like locked up when they were there or muzzled when they were there.
Oh,
They just
I told him, like, she got some muzzle now, so she wears a muzzle when she's not in the room. She has a kennel, and I can keep her in the room, and there's one in the backyard that I can keep her in.
and they just didn't care. You're just unwilling to
No,
compromise.
yeah, they're unwilling to compromise, but that's
You
part
know,
of being in that type of system.
absolutely. Like, I'm not like overlooking your fault in the situation. Like 100%, you're on parole. You did what you did to get there, and they're just doing their job like to a sense. I feel like they're like picking if they're not willing to compromise at all. I think it is
Yeah,
risky.
they wanted Yeah, they
ahead.
want it their way. If they want it their way or no way. They're not willing to meet in the middle. They're not willing to do any of that.
I think it's really risky. Can you maybe like how long are they giving you? Can you maybe like write the judge beforehand or something?
No, I don't know about that. Like, it's different from being on probation here than being on probation in Arizona. Arizona, like, they don't got that law. You know, like, if it's a emotional support animal, they really don't trip. But this is a whole new thing out here for me is being in probation out here. And
Yeah. I don't know. I just worry, like the whole letting them violate you, like couldn't they could potentially like lock you up until you go to court or whatever. I don't know. I think it's just really tricky.
no,
No, is that
no.
not how it
So
works
out
there?
here, no, here like if I did something and I didn't go check in, they can put a warrant out. But what they do here most of the times like this, if they put a violation in, it's like order to show cause. So they schedule a court date.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe, maybe if you think, and maybe if your mom went in and said, I don't know, that you guys could contain the dog. I don't know. I don't know. That's
Yeah,
pretty risky, but I
that's
get it. We love our pets.
yeah. So that's basically what she wants to go in, and she's gonna tell the courts that like there's no charges pressed or anything. My mom didn't press charges or anything, and like it was all like the dog was in a stressful situation at the time, and like it's like I tell my PO, like she's picky about who she likes, but then again, she doesn't really like cops because when the cop officer was here, she was growling at them.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It's a very, very tricky situation. But so aside from all of that, though, you're doing very well, right? You are doing
Yeah,
your meetings and stuff, like you're supposed to be doing for your program and all the things.
yeah. So yeah, I'm passing my UAs. I'm doing my treatment. I'm doing everything else they want me to do, and it's like they don't they care about that, but then again they don't.
And so, how much longer are you supposed to be on parole?
I got
We just talked about that, didn't we? I just asked you that. I forgot.
yeah.
I'm sorry. So when would your program be complete? I'm sorry. That's kind of what I was going for.
Hopefully by April.
Oh, I see. Okay. So I get it. Like if you're done by April, they might let you off, and then if
Oh
not,
yeah,
then
they will let me off. It's my halfway mark.
oh, okay. That's cool. Well, that's really good. I mean, and you're working is there anything you can do to graduate your program faster, or is it just like as it comes?
So like with MRT, I'm on step 8, so I got 4 more steps to do, and then I'm done with that. And once I'm done with that, hopefully it goes by quicker.
Yeah. I did MRT when I was in the county jail before. It's pretty cool. And you have a book you have to like draw pictures in and stuff. Is that what you do?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So like step 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, you do a graph, and
Mhm.
like you can't use any letters or anything like that. It all has to be pictures and
Yeah. Yeah, I remember. I hated it at first because I'm terrible at drawing, but like as after I like, but that was because that was actually MRT was probably the first program that I actually worked seriously in the county jail. That was when um I had I don't not to hijack your interview, but like when I first got clean, I was in jail. And then when I got out, I just kind of didn't use and then I relapsed. And then when I went to jail that time, I did the MRT program and I kind of really took at first I didn't do I just got on it because it was time off. It was time off my sentence. And then I got in there and them stupid pictures is probably what got me because I hated it so bad. And I tried so hard because I hate to be bad at things. Like I'm a sore loser and I don't like to fail at things. I'm like, so stubborn and hard headed. So I tried extra hard because I was terrible at it. And then it kind of sucked me in. So,
don't feel bad. Like I do stick figures on some of mine,
oh,
like
yeah.
I'm not real good at drawing either, but I rather do MRT because to me, like like I don't mind, like I don't want people getting mad like when I say this, but it's like with the 12 steps, I can't really do the 12 steps because like there's some things you can't do in it and some things you can. And the things you can't do, you can, but it's going to be hard. And if like those amends you have to make to people, they're like, if they're not here no more, then how are you going to make amends with them? You know? So like, but MRT and the programs like that, they're mental behavioral based on it. And I like that better because it's all do with the mental state in your mind that when you get sober.
Yeah, absolutely. Like the MRT is more like mental and behavioral. I like 100% spot on. Good definition. 12 steps that I just, because you said that, I literally just asked last night. We were talking about how you make amends to someone that's not here anymore, that's unalive, you know? And someone had suggested, of course, writing a letter was thrown out there, but they suggested empty chair, like where like you just talk to an empty
Yeah,
chair.
that's
That was pretty cool. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah. So there's people in my program that have done it, but the empty chair is it's basically like talking to yourself. It's not basically like making amends. It's basically like talking to yourself when like your younger self or giving your younger self advice and everything else. And it's like that's going to be like an amend on your part for putting yourself through what you went through and your addiction and everything else. So it's kind of hard to sit there and say that's like a way to make amends because the invisible chair is supposed to be like your younger self. And I have clients in my program that done it already and everything else, and they told me about it, and they also told me like write a letter and then burn it, or write a letter and put it on a balloon and let it go.
that's
And
what I was gonna say. Have you considered doing the letter?
I journal a lot, so but I haven't been doing it as much lately because it's been busy. But like when I do feel some type of way, or if I do, like I can't explain how I feel or anything by words, like by vocal, because I I trip up or I can't explain it right. But if I was to put it pen to paper, then I can explain it perfectly well.
Yeah. Well, so maybe, you know, maybe write a letter to, you know, whoever, I don't know. It's tricky. I struggle, you know, I can't sit here and really give advice because I struggle. I struggle with like forgiveness and stuff really bad. We talked about it last night, and especially like making amends to people that aren't here. I struggle with it all. But you know, we're learning and we're growing, so I'm glad. I had something I was going to ask too, and I know I don't remember. But oh, aside from like recovery, what are you doing? Are you are you working, or do you go to school, or what do you do?
I just got my acceptance letter 2 days ago to Southern New Hampshire University for my BA in psychology, counseling addiction.
Cool. Wow.
And then I was working this past week. I didn't work. I got fired a week ago for missing this past Monday, but it's like I did request the day off because I had a dentist appointment and a probation check-in at that time, and like I did request the day off, but my supervisor didn't turn it in.
Wow. Well, you
So
know,
I lost. But it's like I was struggling to get that job because like before I found that one, it's kind of hard to get it because you're basically you're basically doing you're basically it's hard because when you have a background with violent crimes and everything, it's hard to do.
I know violent crimes are hard. Like I know people are going to blow up in the comments and say that, you know, you can always get lists for felons. You know, a lot of places do hire felons now, but violent crimes are tough. And it is also tough, I know, when you are working a program, like when you are on parole, because you have to do a program. How many times a week do you have to go to your meetings and stuff?
So I go Monday through Thursday from 5:30 at night to 8:30 at night. And like this past week since I got out of class, I didn't and I live in Provo, so I have to go all the way to Salt Lake and back. So like when I leave here about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 2:30 in the afternoon, and I get there by like an hour before class starts. And then on the way home, I don't usually make it in through the door until about 11:30 at night.
How do you get back
So,
and forth?
and uh transit, like
That's what
public
I knew.
transportation.
I was gonna say that
Like,
because I
so,
knew like you were like, oh, I get there an hour ahead of time, and people are gonna be thinking, well, like don't, but like, yeah, I know when people don't have transportation, so it makes it super hard, and it makes it super hard for jobs too, because on top of that, you do that what you said 4 days a week, and then then you have parole check in, and
yeah.
depending on where you live, that could be far away as well, and same
So,
situation,
yeah, yeah. So when I was living in Salt Lake, I was able to. It took me like 45 minutes to get to AP&P check-in with their light rail when I was living in Salt Lake. But like here in Provo, they don't got the light rail. They got like the bus system. But just getting from my house to AP&P is like 35 minutes, just a bus ride. And so it's hard, but like I was working, like me and my mom were looking to get me a car before I lost my job, and I found some place to do it. But then since I lost my job, I can't do it no more.
So is there where was your job far away where you have to take transit rides to that as well?
Oh no, like there wasn't like yeah, I can take the public transit to like close to it, and then it's either walk another 2.5 hours to work, and that wouldn't have made it on working time. So like my mom drove me to work, and then after work, I got a ride from co-workers to go to class, and then take the transit home.
So it makes it super limiting to even what jobs you can get and apply for because you can only your mom can only do what she can do, and and then public transit only runs like certain hours in certain places, and like I said, sometimes you have to walk, so it makes it super super tough. So I hate to hear that. I hope that I hope good things come for you. I hope you find another job that that maybe something
I
better for
got,
you.
I got, yeah, I got two different leads on jobs right now that I can get right now. I just have to call them up tomorrow and find out. It's going to be construction, but right now I'm thinking about anything's better than nothing, and you can't be
Absolutely.
picky. Especially being picky when you don't have a work history. When you don't have a work history, then it's like, and it's even harder because you don't got certain training on certain things. You don't got the skills to do what they want you to do. But
Absolutely.
it's like, but like being in addiction and from selling drugs and using and running the streets, it's a lot different than doing a 9 to 5.
Absolutely is. And maybe the construction, maybe that will be something that'll be good for you because it's not always set times, and you can I don't know, the job sites are usually in different places. Maybe that would help out. Maybe I don't know, maybe you can catch rides. Sometimes you'll like get a ride to their shop every day, and they'll like then they have a van or something. I don't know, different things, but maybe it'll be good for you. I don't know what you were doing
Yeah.
before, but if they were just
It's
so,
like, yeah,
you
when I
know,
was working this just a couple of weeks ago, I was doing warehouse work, so I liked it. It was fast paced, and I'm the type of person like if you were to teach me out of a book, yeah, I won't comprehend it, but if you were to teach me hands on, I can pick it up within seconds.
yeah. Me too. I love warehouse work. I worked in lots of warehouses and factories, but I've also done some construction work, a drywall. I hung drywall for a couple of years, and I loved that as well.
I've
So
done like my dad taught me how to do like footing and iron work. I can also do masonry and concrete.
yeah. Yeah, like in factories, some on TikTok, like in factories and stuff, like you have to follow the rules. Like they're like you're like, oh, they didn't put in for it, so they fight like they don't play. They like have point systems, and like it was very hard for me, like in my addiction, because I would get jobs at factories, but they don't fuck around. Like if you're late, you get pointed. If you missed, you're pointed, and like when your points reach the amount they say you can't reach, they just fire you. They don't give a shit. They have so many people in there and so many applications on their desk, they just fucking kick your ass out. I always
Yeah,
like
so the one I like it was like I see it all right as this in this job because it's only seasonal and the season ends in a week and a half. So it's like I really didn't miss out on much. It was gonna get let go anyways, one way or another.
Right. Yeah. Well, I get that too, but maybe the construction thing will be. But it's cold though. What kind of what are you guys doing? Just like all building houses, like framing and stuff.
I don't know how like they like I seen them build apartments and everything while they're out
Yeah.
here, even when it's still snowing or
Yeah.
it don't
Sure.
matter how cold it is.
Yeah. Yeah. They can build houses of certain stuff. Like I don't know. Me and my husband tried to pour a concrete sink the other day. It was like over a week ago. It's still not all the way dry out there because it's just so cold.
The
It's been like
snow.
freezing temperatures and stuff. I asked him, I was like, when is it gonna be like ready? Like people said on YouTube, they were like following you just to see how this turns out, and I'm like, I can't even show him yet because it's still not dry. But well, I'm so happy that you found something. What
Yeah.
other like what do you do for you? Do you do anything? Do you work out? Do you draw? I want
Yeah,
to
I
know
go to the gym a lot.
gym. Yeah.
Yeah, I go to the gym a lot. I spend time with my friend and her daughter. I spend time a lot. Been spending a lot more time with my mom.
It's great to get these relationships back, huh? Like that's the best
Yeah,
part. People start trusting
it's
you. I
like
know.
it's like me and my friend that I hang out with. Me and her. We used to date and we used to be in addiction together. And like we talked about it before, and it's like we and her. Like she told me, it's like it's weird being like hanging out, being sober because we're not used to running amok anymore.
Yeah. It is hard. It is super hard to see to just to redevelop relationships at all. Like it like to learn what do you do sober? I don't know, do you yeah, I don't know. Like
I
everything
still.
I'd done when I mean, I know now, but I'm saying like in early recovery, it was so
It's
bewildering to
hard.
like, yeah, to learn how
It
everything like
is. It's like everything I've done, it was basically high. And like I didn't do a lot of what a lot of normal people do. Like when you're in active addiction and you're selling dope and you're in gang related like activities, it's like it's not really it's I don't even know how to say if it's fun or not, but it's a lot of it was a headache and in the process in active addiction, you don't see it that way because you're too focused on either trying to sell what you need to get money, what you have to get money, or you're involved in a bunch of drama. And then in the long run, it doesn't even make sense anymore because if you actually look at it, it's like, how I put it, it's like, it's a headache. But like I said, in active addiction, you can't see it that way. You always have to see it as, you always see it as like, everything in your mind's clouded. So like your timing's off and everything else, and you don't get to see all that
we think
because
it's
you're too
fun.
caught
Like
up.
you can say that. Like, it's okay to say that.
Yeah,
In the moment, we think that we're doing the best thing ever. We're just having
yeah,
such a great
like you don't
time.
have
And
no responsibilities or nothing in it. And like if you actually look at it, yeah, it was fun, but to a point, but everybody says it's fun until once they get metal bracelets on their hand and they're in the back of a car, then it's not fun
then it's
anymore.
no more fun, huh? Yeah, we talked about that the other day about how just how when we were out there, I thought that it was a good thing. I'm out there bragging like I don't have no responsibilities. That's not cool. Go get some fucking responsibilities. You know what I mean? But I thought in our
Yeah,
addiction we're like, oh, I'm so cool. And also, we think that we're just
because I see it as because if you're selling dope and you're in a gang and you're real well known, like people respect you or they feared you or both, or they're just hanging around you because you have what they wanted. And at that time you thought it was cool because everyone looked up to you. But once you like like nowadays, like since I'm not doing that and I usually stay home and if I'm not in class or work, I like if I'm at home, like I spend a lot more time enjoying spending my time with spending with my family than and with my friend and her daughter. Like I enjoy that so much more than actually being in the streets wondering like it's getting like I look at it now like being in the streets is boring after being sober. It's like you just realize like what you're going through and like how you see everybody you used to hang out with, what they're going through. And how much the cops are cracking down on stuff, and it's like I sat there and told people like, did I really used to act like that? And they were, yeah.
Yeah. I know. I think it's bewildering, like, to sit in early recovery, and I would go through like Facebook messages that I had with people, and just the way that I talked to people, and how absolute asshole I was, and just, for no reason, and the way that I treated people that were good to me, and just, and that I thought that that was okay, and that I thought not only that it was okay, that I was entitled to act that way, and how dare they, offer me help. These are people just trying to help me and shit, and I'm like, fuck you, I don't have a
Yeah, so
problem.
there's a movie I watched in my program. They had us watch it and then like give feedback on what we thought about it. And it was called Beautiful Boy, and it was about a movie about a kid going through addiction, and his father knew about it, and how much his father tried to help him or understand what he was going through. Like in the movie, his father ended up using the drug once just to see what he went through, and that was the only time he used it. And it's like after the movie is done, and they asked us about it, like our personal feedback of what we got out of it, and I told the instructor, it's like now I see what the hell I put my mom through, and what addicts put their family through, and people that care about them, and how much they're like if people really, like people have to watch it to get to what I'm saying, because it shows like there's both sides of the story from an addict's point of view, and then from the families or the people that aren't using, their point of view on both sides. And like I told my mom about it, and like I got on the phone with my mom right after I watched it, and I got out of class, and I said, now I know what I put you through. It's like, and I try to apologize, and she goes, look, I'm always going to be here no matter what, don't worry about it.
Yeah. That's amazing that she sounds like an amazing lady, and I love that they're helping you out and letting you live there, because I'm sure if you're anything like me, that you hurt the people closest to you first, in your addiction. So it's great
Yeah,
that when they can forgive us and we can move on and reestablish. I freaking love that. And it's
yeah,
crazy, or not crazy. I love that, there's someone else on our platform that's very close with their mother, and just rebuilding those relationships is really great. And it's really,
yeah.
I think,
Like my mom, like with my PO situation, like my mom's mad, and it's like I'm getting to the point like I don't like my mom wants to talk to my PO, and she says if I do get violated and they do send me to court, that she's gonna be there to stick up for me. And like like I know my mom's mouth, like I get my stubbornness and my attitude and everything in my for my mom, and she sits there and she's like, well, I want to talk to your PO. I said, well, look, you got to be nice, because my freedom's on the line with this dude. I'm not going back to jail for it. And she goes, and she goes like, well, and then like even people, I'm like the work, like our therapist, my therapist, and the owner of the program, and like my caseworker, like they're all telling me my PO is bad heavy, and like what I got told when I transferred back down to Provo, like Provo, the Provo area I live in, like their department's like real fucking strict, and they're assholes. And
So, because the dog was like your emotional support animal, did you like take it all over with you, like when you would meet with your caseworker and all of them people?
yeah, like before we got a new client at my program, like I was able to take her there with me, and yeah, I took her everywhere and everything else. And then like since I've been at my mom's, like when I do leave, I don't usually take her with me that much anymore. Like, so because it's just she doesn't mind the train or the tracks, but she hates the buses. So
Mhm.
but like even when it's like we go outside the house, she doesn't have a problem with anybody. Like there's people, like she's picky about who she chooses to be around. It's like she's like a human. She's picky about who she is around, who she likes. And like I tried to show my mom how the muzzle fit the other day, and she seen my mom, and after that incident, and all she did was growl. So it's like, yeah, she doesn't like my mom, but like, I don't know what's wrong with her between her and my mom. Like, she doesn't like my mom for some reason, and it's hard to figure out. But like, I even looked up and talked to somebody last night for to get her aggression to go down more, but the dude's kind of nervous about doing it, even though he's been doing it so long because of the breed that part of the breed she is. So she's like a blue nose with mixed with King Corso. And he kind of explained it to me last night. The reason her aggression so bad is because the King Corso and they're like they're bred just for like protectors and like everything like, and they do have picky personality, and they always see everything as a threat, even if they're really attached to the owner they have.
So, do you think she would try to bite your mom again?
She growled at her yesterday, and yeah.
That's tricky.
So my mom like my mom said she respects her like that part of her. Like she did, like, even though she don't like her, she respects her now because like it's her space, and you know what I mean. So like, so since I had her back since Tuesday, so but she's like ever since I had her back, she's a lot more calmer. She doesn't get in anything that much anymore, and but like but it's like she's calmer, but she still has the protective mode.
I don't know. I don't know. That's very tricky. Dangerous. I just be very careful. I hate to see anybody get hurt, but I
Yeah, and
understand.
so do I. Like I'm like, and it's stuck because like I care. I love my mom and I love my dog, and it sucks that I can have them around each other. But then again, like last night I kept her in the kennel because it was me, my friend, and her daughter. And when we got home, like I tried to have her out, but she was taking up the whole bed. You know what I mean? So it's kind of hard to do that. So I kept her in her kennel last night, and she's in there right now. But like I had her out this morning, and she laid with my friend's daughter for a little bit, and everything else. And then she laid on the bed with me for a little bit. I took her out a couple times, and then like, but right now she's like in the kennel. I don't know where she's at in the room right now. Like they're in there,
So, like,
but
when you
like
take her out in public, does she like growl at people walking by and
no,
all? No.
oh no, she doesn't. She like she'll let you pet her out in the streets. So, but I don't know why she gets like that. But it's like one of the ladies that I when I go to 7-Eleven, like one of the managers there, the main manager there, she like my dog loves her. She'd go up there, and when the animal control came and picked her up, she was good with animal control. And once the cop showed up, she started around at the cop, but it's like most dogs don't like people in uniform.
Yeah. Yeah, now that is a thing. I've had a lot of dogs that were not temperament at all that that didn't like, yeah, cops and mailman and anybody in a uniform at all. So that is fair. But I worry about like you living with your mom. And of course I'm in nobody to tell you what to. I just, that makes me super worried. But if you're keeping her, and it can just be super safe, try to keep them separated as much as possible. And
But yeah, so mom does like me and mom would text each other. Like we'll let each other know. Like if she's taking her dogs out and she's coming out the room, she'll let me know. Or I let her know when I'm taking Luna out to the bathroom. And other than that, me and Luna are in the room a lot. And my mom gave me some spray so she don't the spray on things that so she don't chew on them. But she's
fair.
been like Luna's hasn't really gotten into anything. She just chilled. Like if I leave the room and it's only her in the room, and she's out of the kennel, and I leave the room and I shut the door, she'll sit by the door until I come back. And it's like I've been reading on it, and it's I know Luna's been abandoned in the past by previous owners, and they just left her where she was or left her with other people. So
Is
I
she
think
an
a lot of
old
it has to
dog
do.
or how old is she?
So they say she's 2 years old. She weighs about 145 pounds.
Oh wow, big dog.
Yeah, she looks like a blue nose pit, but she has the personality of a cane corso because of that part in her. But she's like twice the size of a regular pit.
Well, I don't know, but just be
But
very
she did get her
careful.
rate. Yeah, they she did get her rabies shot. She's licensed now. She has her tags. They shipped her for free. Um, but it's like me and my mom have been looking up. Like I've been still listening to what the animal control lady said, and that I'm trying to get her in the training, and it's going to cost me. And like I have she has an evaluation on the 10th of next month, and I have to take her to. And they said he said if he does take her, it's gonna cost me anywhere from $3,000 or more just because like the risk, and he's the owner of the company, so he's gonna be the one training her because he's gonna look out for the risk of his employees. So
How are you going to pay for that?
he said he has payment plans that I can
Okay.
set it up
All right.
for,
That's
but
fair.
it's a six. But she'll be in training for anywhere from 4 to 6 months.
4 to 6 months. Yeah. Yeah. I was gonna say unpopular opinion, but you really need to get some kind of training or some because it's not fair for a dog to have to live in a kennel or for for your mom to be
Yeah,
for you know what I mean? Like it's and I don't and I love dogs. I have a dog, don't get me wrong. You know what I mean? I'm not and I know that we love our pets, but just but so I really am glad that you're looking into that because I feel like,
yeah.
we want
It's
the best
like
life for everybody. Um,
it's my mom's. It's like I tell everybody. Like I tell my mom, it's her house. So like, and I tell my nephews, whatever she says, we have to do. We're living here and under her roof. It's her rules. So
Right, right, absolutely. And I'm glad that you feel that way and that you're not, yeah, I don't know. That's just a big dog. I don't know. But anyways, I'm super glad that or no, I'm not. I'm super worried too about parole. Be super careful how you proceed with that. I think, the judge might probably be on your side if your
yeah,
casework and all those things are
yeah. Like I have like my mom's gonna go to court with me. If it comes down to that, my mom's gonna go to court and be on my side. Like my whole program's on my side. It's like I told my PO that on the check-in about it, and he argued with me about it, and he like I got to where like I shut down, like I got so angry I shut down, like I didn't tell him anything no more, and then when he came yesterday, like he didn't come in, but he asked the question, and my dad told him the truth, and everything. So like I called him and left a message. She didn't call me back. He usually does, but he didn't call me back, so I called in, tried to switch my PO and talk to the supervisor, and the supervisor's like, "Well, I don't know if you've been bit by a dog, but I have." I said, "Dude, I got bit plenty of times by police canines in Arizona, and it's like you guys telling my dog's vicious." I said, "You guys' dog is worse than ours." I said, If your guys' dogs don't bite anybody if they look like you guys, but if there was anybody else on the street." It's like they can't get petted. They can't do this. They can't do anything a regular domestic dog does because they're trained to hurt and latch on and hold you down until you get handcuffs on you. That's what you got. But he's like, he goes, "So you know what I mean?" I said, "Well, yeah." I said, "Yeah, it sucks getting bit by a dog." But I said, when the dog only has reported one but I told him by you guys' state laws, is that she's not a vicious dog. And then he tells me, "Well, I just need to make sure that my officers are safe." I said, "I know, I get that." And it's like I told him I have a kennel to put her in. She does have a muzzle now, and I'm following all the regulations that animal control told me, and or they don't care.
it's
But
tough.
it's
It's a
like
very tough situation.
yeah, but since I switched POs, since I transferred from Salt Lake to Provo, like my PO's been he's been like harassing, but in certain ways that like it's irritating, and it's like he's making it harder on me. Like when I was up in Salt Lake, like they came and see me every time, and I checked in, but I was checking every 2 weeks, every week or every 2 weeks over there. And I got my points low enough to where it's every month now, and like he doesn't drug test me until I go in, and that's once a month. And he goes, well, and then but this past check-in, he goes, well, I'm worried about like all this is going to get you to relapse. I said, look, I'm not worried about fucking drugs. It's like I'm not willing to go back to it. I'm not willing to go back to prison. And he goes, so what's your plan? I said, get off probation, so I don't have to listen to you guys no more. And he didn't like that response.
Oh goodness, Tyler. Well, it is 2:30, so we have been on here for an hour. I appreciate you coming back and sharing some more of your story. I encourage you to proceed with caution. If you're gonna let them violate you, that's super risky. And you know, just I don't know, explore training for the dog. I'd hate to see anybody get hurt, but I don't know. I know we love our pets and it's super sticky situation and I appreciate that, but and you're welcome back anytime you want to share some more of your story. I'm always love to have you and we can check in as
All
you
right.
progress and as you maybe when you graduate your program or something, we can see how you're doing. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I'll let you know. I'll let you know when I'm getting close to graduate.
Yeah, yeah. I would love to have you back and check in, see how the dog's
All
doing
right.
and your mom and everybody. Maybe she'll be in
All
training
right.
by then.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.